Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from EJSLLC.com. This video is another in my practice session series for the Red Hat Certified Specialist in Containers exam EX188. Before diving in, I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video, as well as invite anyone who's watching, if you haven't subscribed yet, to click the subscribe button. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you click like. As a reminder, these are my practice sessions for the exam. I'm going through the objectives and trying to explain what the objective is talking about, or do some examples of commands that would be relevant to the objective. And the goal is to do a self-assessment, and at the end of the video, if I feel confident in the objective, then great, I'm probably ready for that on the exam. If not, I still have just under 2 weeks until I take my exam, and so that gives me some time to do some further review of the objective, so I am prepared. That being said, this is not a tutorial, nor is it training material, as I'm still learning these concepts myself. I do try to have the information accurate, and my goal of posting this, the initial goal is self-serving because I'm just wanting to assess myself, but I figure posting my practice session might give someone out there that's working on this exam themselves some ideas of how to practice some of the concepts, but with the understanding that what I have out here might not be 100% accurate because I myself am still learning. So continuing on, we are looking at the last of the objectives within the run containers locally using Podman, and this will be probably a relatively short one because it is inspect running applications. Well, we've used Podman inspect probably in every practice session video I've done, trying to get some type of metadata. And if you think about what a container is, the container, it is basically a running version of whatever your container image is. And the whole point of a container is that, unlike a virtual machine, this container is doing a single thing. It has all the bits that are needed to run its single application, and in some instances, its single application to do its particular task within the application. So I interpret this to really kind of be the same as just inspect a running container, because it's, you're looking at whatever it is that's running the application. Another thing possibly would be looking at the logs of the applications, and maybe the Podman logs for the container. But just to say that I've done it, we will run a container. Usually do web server. We'll do a database server. So we'll do a MySQL server. Let's do Podman run it in the background. We'll blow away the container when it's done. And then we have to do some environment variables for MySQL. So I know one is MySQL user. Another is MySQL password. I guess we could just do the root password as well. Or just like MySQL root password, I think is the name of the environment variable. We'll just do foo for all of these, and MySQL database. Do foo for that as well. And I think I can't remember the name of the fully qualified name of the domain of the container image. So let's do a Podman search real quick for MySQL. So it looks like I'll be using RHSCL MySQL 80-rel7. All right, so of course that's going to complain because of the space, but we'll give it a name, name db1, do registry dot access red hat.com / what was that? RHSCL. That was MySQL 80-rel7. Valid reference format. Clearly I have a typo somewhere. Let's see. I'll need to do -env. My Ansible is getting to me. I'm so used to doing -- extra vargs. I do -e when I'm running Ansible stuff. Nope, I wasn't complaining about that. Must be the image name. Probably not. Let's see where I'm making my mistake here. Let's try to run this without the environment variables, because off the top of my head, just looking at my screen, I'm not seeing where my mistake is. All right, so it's obviously not that. Or I say obviously, seems like it's taking a while to grab it. This will at least pull down the image, so that'll take less time. And this should error out because it doesn't have any of its, MySQL user password database. All right, and then running it in the background is just -d. So let's add these environment variables again. I'll bet it's --env. I'll bet that's exactly what it is. Let me do Podman run --help. Maybe just -e is something different. No, -e is, that's what I thought. -e is an environment variable. It's a string array. I guess we could do comma separated things. That's interesting. Okay, so -e was not the problem. Let's try this again. I want detach mode. MySQL user equals foo -e MySQL database equals foo MySQL password equals foo. I mean, the only other thing I had was --rm, which would be, this gets blown away when it's done. Okay, well, it's up now. All right, so lost my track there for a moment. Inspect running applications. So I suppose at this point what we can do, let's see, cool Schwartz was, maybe it was the -- name. I'll bet, where was I doing? Because this is going to bother me until I figure it out, so I might as well see what I can do. No, it seems okay. All right, well, we can inspect this container. So cool Schwartz, Podman inspect. Pipe that to JQ. Look at the language one more time. Inspect running applications. Well, this is pretty sure everything we can get. I mean, we know that this is what we ran to do to make the container. This is labels. Those are the current environment variables for the container. This is where your storage is right now. I mean, we didn't specify any type of persistent storage. Have the process ID. Yeah, I mean, I honestly can't think of much more that you would get from inspecting the running application. Maybe I'll do a little bit of research and see if Dr. Google has an idea about that. Because I do remember when I was practicing for RHCSA, there were a couple of things that I had to dig into Red Hat documentation for at the time for RHEL 8 and see, oh, it uses this particular phrase in the documentation. And then from there, I was able to figure out what the objective was actually intending to do. So I might have to do that with this inspecting running applications. But the best I can tell, you would just be inspecting the running container for that. No point in belaboring this any longer. So hopefully you found it useful. If you did, please click like. Thank you to returning subscribers for watching another video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do click that subscribe button. Thank you for your time, and I will see you the next time.